Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Simon with Our Trade. Welcome to our weekly webinar, Mapping Out Your Week Ahead. And for new people, just one phrase to explain what we do here is what we're trying to do is create a plan for the upcoming week, the upcoming trading week. And as traders like to say, you plan your trade and then you trade your plan. So it brings more order to our trading. In this case, of course, nothing guarantees success, but in any aspects of our life, when we spend a little bit of time to plan the upcoming actions, we do much better, and we all know that. Few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman. I'm a senior account manager with AvaTrade. I've been trading for almost 25 years now. I started as a prop trader in New York City. I did it for about 11 years, and after that, I moved away from intense day trading, and I continued to trade and also started to mentor and educate other traders. And currently, excuse me, I'm very happy to be assisting our customers at AvaTrade. The agenda of the webinar, as usual, we speak about indices, stocks, commodities, forex. We try to combine some fundamentals. We'll take a look at the news, some articles, economic calendar, other things, and then we'll take a look at the charts for some technicals. So we'll go through these assets. Risk warning, what we do here, it's purely educational, and of course, we do not suggest any trades, and you can find the full statement at avatrade.com website. Social media channels, please follow us on Telegram, X, and YouTube. As I usually say, YouTube is my favorite. There's a lot of information there being updated on a daily basis. Please click on subscribe, click on that bell so you'll be notified. And of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to click likes if you like it. You don't need to fake it. And share with people. They might be interested in learning. Okay, so before we go into articles, just kind of a summary of last week. So, it's been tough for markets since all the tariffs got more intense. And this past week, we had a little bit of reversal when the tariffs were put on hold for 90-day period. And market reacted very strongly. We had major indices recovering nicely. We had a very strong week that partially erased the previous losses. We had, I'll share with you the numbers later. So the only battle that still goes on is, on the higher levels, the China with the tariffs. So they keep on, US and China keep on raising tariffs and so on. And it was the latest development over the weekend. And I'm just going to read the paragraph here quoted for you from one of the articles. It says the new information from US Customs and Border Protection mentions several product codes for items exempt from the April 2nd tariffs. These include smartphones, laptops, integrated circuits, transistors, semiconductors, storage devices, and machines for making semiconductors. So we had also a strong reaction to the upside because of that. NVIDIA was up, Apple was up, and other companies, and we had also move up on the Chinese index. But this is the latest one over the weekend, so we didn't really see strong reactions to it. Any reactions? The market was closed when this came out, but definitely when the market opens, when the futures start trading, and then when the US market opens, we'll see significant moves because of that. So here comes the article here. Apple and NVIDIA's core major wins with tariffs exemption on iPhone and other tech. Here we go. This is the fresh article from the 12th of April. And it says analysts worries that Apple might have to raise iPhone prices due to tariffs, but now smartphones are exempt from the new tariffs here. So that's one of the articles that I have here that I took screenshots, you can find them marketwatch.com. Also, Friday, we had very low consumer sentiment. It went down, as the article here says. It went down. The worst went to the highest since 1981. And it says right here the numbers: University of Michigan gauge of consumer sentiment fell to 50.8% in preliminary April reading from 57% the prior month. It is the lowest level since June 2022. Sentiment has dropped for 4 straight months and is down 30% from December. Okay, so these are the articles. Also, we had earnings season started, and we had great earnings from JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley. And they all show a good results. But this article says that another earnings season is here. Why results don't matter as much this time around? And I took a paragraph from this saying here that BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who said that most CEOs believe the U.S. is in a recession, reiterated that point and noted that capital expenditures are falling. In the CNBC interview Friday morning, he said that the market is underestimating how high inflation could spike and that the U.S. needs a trade deal with China. While the power of the U.S. capitalism is still alive, the U.S. is now acting as a destabilizing force in the world, he warned. That's a strong statement, right? So this is something to take into consideration, even though, so the article says, even though the earnings are good, but everybody's concerned about tariffs and inflation and the business expenditure is slowing. As usual, we're showing here the predictions, the percentage for the May 7th, the upcoming Fed's decision for the interest rate. And it went down, actually, probability. About a month ago, it was 34%, 33, 18.8% was says it on the 11th of April, and now on the 13th, as we speak, it went down to 16.4% probability of the Fed's cutting the rate. So it is low. Now, economic calendar. A few words for people that are not familiar with it. This is the public information. You can access it on our web trader or the app or any provider. You can just Google economic calendar and a lot of things will pop up. So what I do here, I take out only high impact events. And as I always say, it is important if you are actively trading to know about the most important events. And here I take the the high impact events only. There's so much more. You can filter through them. You can choose whatever is relevant to your trading. So these are the things in the upcoming week. And as I said, this is only the high impact events. And the times here are set as a GMT. So we have Bank of Australia minutes, meeting minutes. They'll talk about their latest decisions. Excuse me. Then we have employment data from UK. Then we have bank lending survey from ECB, European Central Bank. Consumer price index or CPI from Canada. That's all for Tuesday. Wednesday, we have the GDP numbers from China. Of course, important as everybody's watching China, especially now with the tariffs and other things kicking in. CPI numbers from UK, retail sales from US. This number is going to be very important. Why? Because as we saw, the consumer confidence is really, really low. So I guess everybody wants to see if it's really reflecting on the retail sales. So logically, we should see lower retail sales showing, right? If the confidence is low. If the opposite happens, so something is not right. Interest rate decision from Canada. The plan is to hold it at the current level, 2.75. chair of Fed speaking. Powell speaks on Wednesday as well, and then CPI numbers from New Zealand later on. And Thursday we have employment data from Australia, and we have decision from ECB. Also, the expectation is holding at the same level, the rates. So that's what we have for the upcoming week. And again, if you are trading, prepare yourself. And some people even put reminders of these things so you wouldn't be caught by surprise by certain spikes in the market. Okay, another tradition, we show losers and gainers for the past week. So this is the weekly gains and losses. So in commodities, the winners are silver, more than 10%, gold, 7.25%, almost, soybeans, almost 7%, and corn up 6.36%. On the losing side, we had natural gas down 7.7%, sugar down 4.5%, and coffee down 2.4%. Forex, we had a huge move in the dollar. We'll take a look at the charts later on. Dollar dropped significantly. So on Australian dollar, up 4.23%. New Zealand dollar up 4.05%. Euro up 3.6%. We'll take a look at the charts. Euro dollar reached really historical levels here. Pound up 1.42%. Sorry, I just made a little mistake here. There should be a percent sign here instead of 5. On the downside, dollar Swiss also historical level down 5.3%. USD CAD down 2.5%, and USD yen down 2.36%. The same thing, I had the typo here. Okay, so let's move to the charts, and we'll just go through these assets and try to see from the technical point of view how things look up. So we had Dow Jones ending up on Friday up 619 points. A strong day, up 1.6%. And the weekly chart, as you could see, we had a very nice recovery here, covering roughly 60% from the previous week, as you could see here. So the 2-week drop has been stopped, but this past week move to the upside. Let's see if that continues. S&Ps gained 1.8%, also a nice move. And the weekly looks a strong move here, right on the weekly chart. Nasdaq up 2.1% for the day. As you could see here, this move here happened when they announced the hold on the tariffs. Thursday we went down again, and Friday we erased half of that losses of Friday. And weekly it shows very nice move to the upside. Let's take a quick look at other indices. China also Friday moved higher. We're back into this channel between 12,800 and 13,700. We entered that channel again, as you could see here. Japanese index as well. Friday we had a move up. German index DAX also after this extended sell-off, we had the reaction on the tariffs here. It was a strong Wednesday, some sell-off on Thursday, and positive Friday here. UK as well, reaction to those tariffs on hold. Thursday reversal, Friday up again. Now, I just wanted to point out to you the Russell, the small cap. Take a look. I mean, across the board, we had indices selling, but Russell really erased before this reversal this past week, but the week prior, we had a huge sell-off on Russell. As you could see, small caps really suffering, and we reached the level of November 2023. So all this hard work of almost a year and a half was just erased. So we didn't see any return. If you were to hold small cap stocks, you would be actually losing for a year and a half now. So these are the things as far as indices. We'll move to the stocks, and before I forget, it's very, very important. It's going to be a short week. Friday, most of the markets are going to be closed for the holiday observance. So please check your calendar and get the details. Also, this week we have 30 out of 500 S&P companies reporting. So I'm going to give you details in a moment, but let's take a quick look at the main players in the stock market. 1 second, I'm going to bring the MT5. So we'll start with NVIDIA. So you could see here, there was a big panic because of the tariffs and a big positive reaction on Wednesday as well, when, as I read to you, I quoted that the phones, semiconductors, and other assets will not be affected by tariffs as was expected prior to that. So huge move in NVIDIA to the upside after reaching the low level here was 86.5, and we closed at 110.60 on Friday. Also, Apple had a lot of concerns about the phones and everything else. So the announcement came on the 12th, right, on Saturday. So we might see a gap up in Apple shares as well. Now, the upcoming week, we have, like I said, 30 S&P 500 companies reporting. So I'll just show you a few that are scheduled. So on Monday, we have Goldman Sachs reporting. Here we go. As you could see here, across the board, banks as well reacted strongly on Wednesday to that tariffs on hold and Friday. So we have Goldman Sachs reporting on Monday. On Tuesday, we have two other banks reporting, Bank of America and Citigroup, and also pharmaceutical company Johnson & Johnson. So let's take a quick look at Bank of America here. It was a big sell-off together with the whole market, as we said, to watch the banks. So this is the daily chart, Bank of America reporting on Tuesday. Now, what we can catch here, take a look, the 50-day moving average is approaching the 200 moving average here. So something that some traders and analysts looking for in this situation is if the 50 crosses below, they call it dead cross. That's a signal for selling, but it could be the selling already happened. It's not so accurate and it doesn't work 100%, but something worth watching. So that's a Bank of America. Another bank is reporting is the Citi. Here in MT4. Here we go. The Citi had also a huge drop here together with other banks and the market, and Friday we moved higher. They are reporting, and Johnson & Johnson is reporting as well on Tuesday. It went as the whole market had a huge sell-off. The same thing happened with Johnson & Johnson. So let's see how these earning reports will affect the stock prices. So another one, another three stocks actually that just wanted to show you reporting on Wednesday. So American Express, as you could see, the stocks, if you just browse through the stocks, similar situation. It was a huge move up on Wednesday. A little bit of a sell-off on Thursday and Friday, green day. So across the board, the same thing happened. You can see that indices. So American Express, the same situation here. We are below all the moving averages. Let's see what the earnings will do to the stock prices. Charles Schwab, he looks actually stronger than other banks in this situation, as we did recover all the gaps here. We pretty much closed the gaps. Also reporting on Wednesday. And of course, everybody's favorite Netflix. I don't know if it's a favorite stock, but definitely a favorite service is reporting on Wednesday as well. We are trading around the 100-day moving average. Let me just go back to Charles Schwab. Let's see if I showed the right thing. Yep, we did close the gap. Okay, so again, out of big names, we have Goldman Sachs reporting on Monday. We have Bank of America, Citigroup, and Johnson & Johnson on Tuesday. And Wednesday, we have American Express, Charles Schwab, and Netflix reporting the earnings. And altogether, it's going to be 30 S&P 500 companies reporting the earnings. And again, if we speak about the stocks, the stock market will be closed. The US stock market will be closed on Friday. Also, European stocks, I think, are going to be closed. Just check the schedule. You can find it on our website, abatrade.com. You go to trading info, and then you go to holiday schedule, and then you find all the details, what trades when, and when is the closing, and so on, so you'll be prepared. Okay, so that's it about stocks. I guess we'll move to commodities, and we'll go through those biggest winners and losers. We'll start with silver. Here we go. Silver not only had a huge run, it closed at the highs, as you could see. Even if you take 5-minute chart, it closed at the high, which is a very strong signal here. But a nice recovery after the recent sell-off in metals. The silver up 10.14%. On the daily chart, we are approaching the 50-day moving average here. Let's see how this week will play. Gold, which just made an all-time high. As you could see, 3 consecutive sessions to the upside, closing almost at the high of the session and at the all-time high territory. So you could see, even though there was a little bit of excitement about the tariffs on hold and so on, but it looks like the safe haven is still in play, and gold is gaining a lot of popularity here. So we did close at 3,238 on gold, so up 7.23% for the week. Soybeans, excuse me, had a nice run as well. So you could see here, the whole week we went up pretty much, closing at the high. The weekly chart, it looks clear here. We just hit the 50-week moving average. And here on the daily chart, we came to a series of resistance level here from which we sold starting on February 21st. This is the daily chart now. So let's see how it plays out. We are above all daily moving averages, 50, 200, and 100. So that's on soybeans, corn as well. So we had grains having a nice advanced move. Here we go, corn also. Every day of the week we moved higher. If we continue to the upside, we might face the resistance at these levels here around 104, 105. And that's on corn. If you're already at grains, it's not on the list, but wheat also had a nice move to the upside. Not as strong as others, but Friday was very strong. We did break through 100-day moving average and approaching 200. So grains super strong, and of course silver closing the high, and gold making all-time highs. Let's go to losers. Natural gas had a selling week here, down 7.71%. We are between 100 and a 200 moving average here. And of course, I always say if you try to find the level, you find it. But if we try to be logical here, so you could see resistance, a lot of actions, then support to the next high. So we are playing around this level, around 355. So that's on natural gas. Sugar also had a down week, down 4.5%. We're also playing with this current level here around 1794. That's where we had a double bottom here before moving high and finding the resistance. So that's on sugar, and coffee as well, down 2.4% for the week. So you could see here where the two big losing days, and then a little bit of recovery. We're trading a little bit higher than 100-day moving average here, after breaking the previous support here around 367. So those are the losers. Let's take a quick look at crude oil. Crude oil also reacted nicely to the upside. As you could see here, Wednesday across the board with the tariffs news on Trump backing up a little bit. We had a move on oil as well. It was a strong move. Take a look at this range on Wednesday. We were at as low as 55.12 and as high as 63.33. That is more than $8 range. That's huge, right? I'm not mistaken. Let's just double check. 55.12 was the low and the high 63.33. Imagine $8 daily range on crude oil. And as you can see, ATR is growing. Now the ATR is at $3.50 on daily. Copper as well, and we might see actually a continuation if we see boost on China index. Take a look. We had a huge sell-off. We pretty much erased the whole gains for the whole year here. Take a look. On the 8th, we reached the level of beginning of the year, beginning of January of 2025. And since then, we bounced to the upside. We had a very strong Wednesday with the whole markets, again, with the tariffs. I think I've been talking about it at least 10 times today. And we continue high here. So let's take a quick look on this retracement if we use the Fibonacci retracement. We just reached the 38% mark, and if we continue, we might hit half of that recovery, or this level of 466, which was a lot of actions around. So copper, we're going to continue watching on possible continuation to the upside, or not. I guess it will be depending what the general market is doing, and especially what China is doing. As we said, China is trying to recover here, coming back to this channel, and we have some news this upcoming week. So that's about commodities, and let's move to Forex with historical moves in some of the pairs. Let's start with the winners. We had Aussie dollar up for the week, 4.23%. Not only we came back to this tight channel, we're actually moving towards the top of it. 3 consecutive sessions, very strong move, ATR growing. That's on Aussie, up 4.23% for the week. New Zealand dollar, also 3 consecutive days, coming to possible resistance around here. Up 4.05%. And here comes euro dollar, as I said, historical level. If you take a look at the weekly chart, we just broke the previous 2 peaks here. One was from July 2023, and this last resistance was from September of last year. So we need a bigger chart. Take a look where we are. You know what? Let's continue weekly. Just here we go. We did hit the level of, are you ready? February 2022 on the weekly chart before tracing. So that makes it more than 3 years ago, right? Big move, historical levels. Let's see what's next. Euro strong move. We could also see it nicely at the dollar index. You take a weekly chart here. We did break this previous support mid-September. Then the next one was mid-July 2023. And we reached the levels here of April of 2022. April, March, right? A strong sell-off. The question is what's next, right? On the daily chart, it looks just a free fall here with the ATR growing. Big move to the downside on the dollar index. British pound not as strong as euro, but also significant move. We did break through this strong resistance around 130.45, closed higher, and we came back above the trend line that we had drawn here before. So that's on British pound. Now on Swiss franc, dollar Swiss, I think we went further than on euro. Take a look. We came to the level of September. Are you ready for this? September of 2011. We even went below this level here. If you remember the famous January 15, 2015, when Swiss franc unpacked from euro and it was a huge move. We just, in 1 month, right? We just broke to that level and we reached the level of, again, September of 2011. Swiss franc, like we said, I think a few times, you have 3 classical safe haven scenarios. That's gold, Swiss franc, and Japanese yen. So clearly we had all-time highs on gold, so it's there. Japanese yen as well, but Swiss franc also very, very strong inflow into the Swiss franc with all this turmoil and uncertainty with the tariffs. So definitely these assets we should be watching on either continuation or reversal. Sometimes after huge sell-offs, if there's some positive, in this case, anything positive for dollar, would probably cause a strong reversal at some point. So definitely we'll be watching it. That brings us to dollar yen, not as weak as dollar Swiss, but still we had 2 consecutive selling weeks here. On the weekly chart here, we are trading at the level of September of last year. Here we go. So again, Australia, New Zealand, and all other major currencies had a strong move against dollar, and dollar index had a huge sell-off there. So we'll be watching it. Either we have continuation in the upcoming week, or we might see some positive developments for dollar. And if that happens, we might see a nice recovery, nice reversal opportunities there. Okay, that completes our Forex review. And a few things about cryptos here. Also had a nice move recently on the Bitcoin. We had Friday and Saturday to the upside, and then Sunday as of now it's been selling, trading currently at 83,300 after we've been visiting a sub 75,000 levels here. The low was 74,383 on April 7th, and April 9th was 74.5. So it's holding. Also, Ripple, I guess, created a lot of panic for Ripple holders here, especially on this day right here on the 7th. We reached the low 160. If you remember, prior to that, we said that it's been holding above 2. So after this, a lot of panic with the recovery, and we're back to trading above $2 mark. As of now, we trade at 210. That's it pretty much. So again, it's all about tariffs, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of worries about growing inflation. We have 90 days period now that we'll wait. I don't know, maybe Trump hopes for some positive negotiation. We also had over the weekend now that we'll see reaction as market opens. Some positive things for semiconductor companies, for telephone companies, other electronics. So that's a positive thing. And let's see, maybe we'll have a continuation to the upside, but at the same time, a lot of uncertainty that everybody's speaking about. As we said, the Red Rock CEO is very concerned. Things are not so positive. So enjoy the weekend. I hope you're getting some energy. Spend some time with your families, and prepare yourself for the busy week. It's going to be busy and short week, right? Again, Friday, markets are closed. Please check details as I explained on our website, and have an amazing and successful week. All the best. Take care.